Morning everybody, welcome back to Themindful.yogamedic. Thank you for joining me this morning for this morning flow. This is going to be a slightly shorter flow that hopefully you can do first thing in the day to get you moving. As always, I'm not there with you, so please listen to your body, only go as far as you can go, and if at any point you need to take a break and drop into child's pose, you are always invited to do so. So find a comfortable seat. By that I mean any position in which you can keep your back nice and straight, sit up tall. It doesn't have to be cross-legged. You could do this practice lying down as well if you'd like to start the day a little bit slowly. And just bring your eyes closed. And start by taking some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. The hands can be in the lap or palms up on your knees. You can make a mudra if you'd like by bringing your thumb and index fingers together. This is a mudra that shows that you are open to receive, open to welcome in what the day has to offer. Take these moments to try and turn your thoughts inwards. Give your body a quick scan from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. How are you feeling today? On an inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, bringing the palms together over the head. Reaching up towards the sun. Exhale, bring the hands back down through heart center. And again, inhale, arms rise up to the ceiling. Exhale, draw them down to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. On the exhale, drop your right arm to the floor and bring in a gentle bend to the right. Exhale, you come over into the pose. Inhale, lift up slightly out of it, and exhale, further in. Try and turn your body up towards the ceiling. Imagine the sun's shining down on your face today. Inhale, rise back up to the top, arms meet in prayer again above your head. Exhale, left arm drops to the mat, and we take a gentle side bend. Not going too far. This is first thing in the day. Got to give our bodies a chance to wake up. Inhale, lift up slightly. Exhale, deepen into that stretch. Again, turning to try and face your chest and your face up towards the ceiling. Inhale, rise, coming straight over this time, right back over into that side bend on the right. Inhale here. On your exhale, bring the left arm down and walk the hands forwards in front of the body, coming over to plant the left side on the floor and reaching into your stretch. Inhale, rise back up to center. Again, reaching the arms up. If you grasp your left wrist with your right hand and stretch up towards the sky, exhale, slight side bend. Breathe here. Inhale, reach up, swapping over so that the left hand reaches the right wrist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, and over. And relax the arms. We're going to take a slightly different version of cat-cow today. So coming up onto your knees. If this is a bit uncomfortable, you can place a towel or a blanket underneath the front of the ankles if your feet aren't flexible enough to sit like this, or a towel or a cushion underneath your bottom. Placing the hands on the knees. On our inhale, we're going to do the spinal movement of a cat-cow movement. So on the inhale, we're going to let our chest shine forward, our shoulders and hands come back as we inhale. And then as we exhale, draw the belly button in and pull back into our cat pose. Inhale, we slide forwards, heart shines forwards. Exhale, we round. Inhale, we arch and come forwards. Really try and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, belly button in, and we round. Place your hands on the end of your knees and really see if you can pull the belly button and the shoulders away from the knees, whilst bringing a little bit of tension into your hands. So you're sort of stretching yourself in two directions here. It's going to be a really nice way, first thing in the morning, to just stretch out your back. Breathe here. And relax. Give yourself a little shake. Coming up onto all fours. Carrying on with our cat-cow movement, but we're going to take it to sort of extremes of coming forwards and backwards here. So on our inhale, lean slightly forwards over the wrists, let the heart shine forwards. And on our exhale, we're going to move the hips towards the heels, keeping that arch until you're almost with your bottom on your heels. And then tuck your tailbone under, round forwards, coming over the wrists again. Inhale, heart shines forwards and we arch. Rocking the hips backwards, and we exhale just as we reach that bottom part and start bringing ourselves back up again. Inhale, rock forwards and arch. Exhale, hips backwards and round. Taking that even further, we can inhale, let the hips sink forwards as we shine our heart forwards, lifting the back knees off the floor, coming into an upward dog pose. Exhale, plant the knees onto the floor, rocking back towards the heels and tucking the tailbone under. This time as we inhale, drop the elbows to the floor, pull yourself through a crawl, almost coming through cobra pose, and to upward dog. Hold here. Big inhale. Exhale, drop the knees, bringing the hips back down towards the heels once more. And then on our exhale, we're going to drop our elbows, scooch ourselves forwards, coming through cobra to upward dog again. It's a slightly bizarre movement, but it's a nice big range of movement. Inhale here. Exhale, drop those knees, hips coming back. And this time, tuck the toes under and send your hips up towards the ceiling for our first downward dog. Let the head hang heavy. Might want to walk the feet out. Give your hips a little sway side to side. Whatever you feel your body needs. Big inhale together. Come up onto the toes, and as you exhale, take tiny little steps, making your way slowly, slowly to the front of your mat. As we exhale, relax over the legs, coming into Uttanasana, our forward fold. You can have a gentle bend in the knees here again. We're just warming up, so we don't want to push ourselves too hard. Deepen the bend in the knees, and vertebrae by vertebrae, start rolling up to stand. And give yourself a shake. Roll your shoulders back. And as you might expect, as this is a morning flow, we're going to be doing some sun salutations. We'll go through the first one together a little bit slowly, and then as we warm up, we'll get a bit faster. So standing in Tadasana, mountain pose, big toes to touch or feet slightly apart if you're feeling a little bit off balance this morning. Inhale, arms raise, up above the head, hands to meet. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, flat back, that can be hands to shin or to blocks. Exhale, we place the hands down, step back to begin with, and let's all drop our knees and do Chaturanga together here, coming forwards over the wrists, elbows to 90 degrees. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe here, one big breath. And exhale. Inhale, gaze towards the thumbs, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, find that flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale through heart center. And again, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back to plank, full or half chaturanga on the knees or on your toes. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. One big breath here. And exhale. Inhale, gaze lift, step or jump to the top of your mat. Find your flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise, arms above the head. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump to plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe here. Inhale, gaze lift. Step or jump to the front. Inhale, find that flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale through heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. Catch your breath. As your legs start to warm up here, really try and tilt the pelvis up towards the ceiling. See if we can lengthen the back of the legs and from our tail to our crown. Exhale, gaze lift, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise. Exhale through heart center. Last time, just going to be doing the inhale, exhale cues here. Inhale, reach towards the sun. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. Inhale, we rise. And exhale. Good to move on to Surya Namaskar B, which is similar, but we move a little bit faster and there are a few little steps in the middle. So we're going to do this a little bit slower to begin with so that we can get the rhythm of it. Inhale, we sweep our arms, bend the knees and drop our hips into chair pose. The arms reach up by the ears. Really make sure your belly button's pulled in here to protect your lower back. Exhale, fold forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, find length. Exhale, step or jump into plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg raises and steps in between the hands and plants just behind the wrists. Inhale, find your warrior 1. Exhale, plant the hands back on the floor, step back into plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg raises this time and steps forward, finding that lunge. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, plant the hands back down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 3 big breaths here again. Exhale, lift the gaze, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms coming back into chair pose. Exhale to stand. It's a little bit more intense. You end up doing 3 chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog run-throughs in each cycle. So we're only doing 2 more of this one. Inhale, sweep the arms coming into chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg steps forwards. Exhale, find your balance. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, plant the hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg, steps forward. Exhale, find your balance. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, step back to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And breathe. You should be feeling pretty warm now. I know that I am. Exhale, gaze lift, step or jump to the top. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we bend the knees and sweep our arms up into chair pose. Exhale, we stand. One more time. Inhale, let's really reach up to the sky as we sink our hips down into chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg rises, steps forwards between the hands. Exhale, find your balance. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands plant back down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg rises and steps between the hands. Exhale, find your balance. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands back down for our last chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And breathe here. Gaze lifts towards the thumbs, and this time I want you to try and see if you can jump through to sit. You can also step it if it's easier. So we're going to cross at the ankles and come to sit down onto the mat. I'm going to turn to face you here. So we should be feeling pretty warm after that, after sort of getting the blood pumping and getting our heart rate up. So we're going to bring our right foot in towards your bottom and straighten your left leg out in front of you. Make sure that left leg stays engaged, so toes are flexed towards you and you're using all of your muscles. Try and leave about 2 fists width distance between your inner left thigh and your right foot. Now when we've done Paschimottanasana before, our forward fold when we're sitting down, the aim is to keep the back long and straight and come forwards and over. This time we're purposefully going to curve our back and try and bring the nose down towards the leg. This may be enough for you and you're feeling that lovely stretch down the back there and you don't feel you can go much further. That's absolutely fine. Hold here. If we can, for those that want to join, raise the arms up, bring them down towards the shin, and then start curving the back and see if we can bring our shoulders towards our leg. Of note here, try not to let your right knee splay out to the side, but keep it close in towards the body, in towards the midline. If when you come down here you can get your right shoulder in front of your leg, you might like to take the right leg and wrap it around that bent, you might like to take the right arm and wrap it around that bent right leg. Only try and do this if your shoulders come in front of that right leg. Bring the left arm round towards the back as well and see if you can hold onto your hands behind that leg to find the bind. And hold here, breathing into the area, sending the breath in the areas where you're finding this most challenging. Well done. Maybe drop the eyes closed here and start bringing the heart rate down. And on an inhale, undo the bind if you had it and come back up to seat. Lifting the right foot up, we're going to cross it over to the other side of the left leg and plant it firmly on the floor. Again, making sure this left leg stays engaged. Reaching up towards the ceiling, take a twist to your right and see if you can bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. The right hand plants behind the body and you turn to look over that right shoulder. Try and sit up nice and tall here, pull the belly button in. These movements are really nice to do on the spine after we've been spending some time lying down at night, just waking things up. And unravel. You can bring both hands over to the left side for a little counter twist here. And just bring the weight slightly over to the left. With the weight on that left hip, you can bend the straight leg that you've had sticking out. So your left leg was straight. Bend that so that it comes underneath. And what I want you to do here, so this is my little sneaky way of switching to the other side. We're going to plant the hands and do a full twist, keeping your feet exactly where they are. And you'll find that your legs cross over the other way. So try it with me. If you get confused, it's all good. We'll meet back on the floor. So place the hands on the floor, keep your feet where they are, and try and stand up onto your feet. Walk the hands round, spinning on your toes, and come to sit on the other side. So your left leg should now be on top. If it's not, don't worry. Straighten that right leg out in front of you, and the left foot's going to stay crossed over. This time making sure that the right leg's fully engaged. Give you a little bit of time to find your position in case you got tangled up in some limbs on the way around. Arms lift up towards the ceiling, twist the body to the left this time, and see if you can bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. The left arm drops behind you. Gaze over the left shoulder and enjoy this twist. Sit up as tall as you can here so you're not collapsing into the back. And unravel. Well done. Uncross that left foot and place it once more 2 fist widths away from your right leg. Try and remember to keep that left knee pulled in towards the body so it doesn't fall out to the side. Arms reaching up, bring them down to the shin, and on an exhale, start curving your back, coming forwards over that right leg. Let the head drop. If the left shoulder is in front of that left knee, you can bring the left arm round to hug that bent leg. And if you're managing to get to that point, you can bring the right arm behind you as well, and try and go for the full bind and hold onto your hand behind your back.
You might find that even if you could do this on the other side, you can't on this side, or this side might be better than the other. That's completely normal. We all have one side that is more flexible than the other. Breathe here, drop the eyes closed. And roll back up to sit. I need to come up onto all fours for a moment. We're going to do a bit of a deep shoulder stretch here. So this is really quite an intense shoulder stretch. I love this one in the morning. It really opens up your upper back. If it is a little bit too much and you've got blocks or books handy, you can use these ones and have these out in front of you. We're going to come into extended puppy pose. It looks slightly strange because your bottom's going to be stuck way up in the air, but it feels really good on your shoulders. Place your hands on your bricks a little way out in front of you and shuffle your knees backwards to the point where you can start to drop your hips backwards but keep your bottom sticking up into the air. As you're coming down into your extended puppy pose, we then let the shoulders drop towards the floor. Now you might find if your shoulders are really stiff that your blocks are a really nice idea because you can hold yourself up a little bit higher. If you're really flexible, blocks can be really nice as well because you can sink your shoulders further down than you can if your hands are on the floor. You can drop your forehead or your chin to the mat and breathe here. If you're not using blocks or bricks, either palms flat on the floor with your arms and your chest resting onto the floor. That's sort of the end point here. You can pop up onto your fingertips, and again that will give you a little bit more stretch in the shoulders. And what's really nice to do here is on an inhale, lift slightly up out of this stretch, and on your exhale, sink back down. This can be, as I said, intense on the shoulders. It's also quite a beautifully intense stretch on the upper back here. Only go as far as is comfortable for you. You can stay still or bring that movement in with the breath. Inhale, raising up slightly. Exhale, dropping down. And on an inhale, walk the hands back towards the body and give your shoulders a good roll out. I want to bring one arm across the body to stretch it out, and on the other side. Place the hands and tuck the toes, lifting the heels back up into downward dog. And as we did before, we're going to step or jump through to come and sit on our bottom. Crossing at the ankles and coming to sit down. Now I can't help it, I'm always tempted to do a boat pose here to use the abs a little bit to get us down onto our backs. So bring the toes together, knees bent off the floor, and if you can, lift the hands up as well and try and balance here on your sit bones. You can have the legs bent out in front of you or straight, whichever way you like. And with control and remembering to breathe, I want you to try and lower yourself down with legs bent or straight, hands off the floor or on, and lower yourself down as slowly and with as much control as you possibly can. Or if you're anything like me, you'll find yourself shaking as you get towards the bottom there. Going to work towards our final two postures of this practice. And the one we're going to be building up to is our shoulder stand. So to warm up for that, I want to come into some bridge poses. Bend your knees and keep your feet flat on the floor. And your fingers should be able to just about touch the backs of your heels. So see if you can tickle the backs of your feet. On an inhale, lift the hips up off of the floor and peel yourself up into your bridge pose. You should be able to breathe comfortably at the top. You do not need to come all the way up. You can go as far as feels comfortable for your body. If you're up into your bridge pose, bring the hands together if you can and try and link your hands underneath your body. And you can wiggle your shoulders underneath yourself as well, which can give you a little bit more support. This is a good preparation for our shoulder stand, because this is the position that we're going to work from to bring our feet up into the air. Keep breathing here. Unclasp the hands, wiggle the shoulders back out if you had them underneath you, and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower yourself down onto the floor. Excellent. Windscreen wiping your knees from side to side, just to give your back a little bit of a rock out. And we're going to do very similar, but we're going to start sort of building up, going up into our shoulder stand. At any point, you can just do bridge pose, or maybe just do one step further on the bridge pose. Do not attempt shoulder stand if you don't want to, and if you don't feel that you're safe. If you've got any problems with your neck, I advise you not trying this one. If you just stop for a second and watch me go through the stages, because the most important thing when you're doing a shoulder stand is that you do not turn your head or your neck when you've got weight on them, because that's when you can really injure yourself, and I don't want you turning to look at the screen. So if you watch me go through these stages first of all, and then when we do it together, you can just listen to my cues. So coming up into our bridge pose, making sure your fingers are tickling the backs of your heels. Push through the heels and lift the hips up off of the floor. You can clasp the hands underneath your back and wiggle your elbows underneath. Here your bottom should be completely relaxed. The thing that's keeping you in your bridge should be the strength of your legs. So if I came around and poked your bottom when you're doing this, it should be soft. You come up onto the toes because that can make it a little bit easier, and then bring the hands underneath your hips. This again can be easier if you lift one leg up off the floor because you've got a little bit more room to place your hands. You can stay in this position here with one leg raised. You can straighten it up to the ceiling if you'd like, and then lower that leg down and try it with the left leg bent or straight. And at any point, any of these stages is completely perfect. So only go as far as you want to go today. With one leg raised, you can really start to bring the weight into those hands. They should be resting on the lower part of your back and your sacrum. If you feel that you can transfer the weight, you can then start to lift your other foot up off the floor. And once you've got your weight transferred onto your hands, you're pretty much there, you're in your shoulder stand. You just now need to try and work on getting your hips over your shoulders and your feet over your hips. So you can lift up further onto your shoulders, keeping the weight on those hands and straighten up towards the ceiling. If you have a more advanced practice or you're feeling really comfortable, you can straighten the arms down. To safely come out of a shoulder stand, we place the hands back onto the sacrum and the hips, bring the weight back down. And then with legs straight or bent, you can bring your toes or your knees towards your head. Remove the weight from your hands, place them on the floor, and slowly, slowly, you can start to lower yourself down so that there's no banging out of your shoulder stand. So as I said, it's really important that you don't look at the screen when you're trying to do this. So we'll do this together, and I want you just to listen to my cues. Place your feet on the floor with your legs bent, fingertips just brushing the heels. Lift ourselves up into bridge pose, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. You can come up onto the toes, you can lift one leg off the floor if you'd like, and place your hands onto your sacrum. Stay here and practice just lifting one foot at a time off the floor. Or, if you feel comfortable and strong enough, transfer the weight into those hands and lift your bottom leg off the floor. Now, either keeping the knees bent or straightening them up to the sky, try and line your hips up over your shoulders and extend your feet up towards the sky. You might have to wiggle your hands further up your back towards your shoulders to get support if you're fully in the position. Don't forget to breathe here. And to safely come out, either bend the legs or keep them straight. Transfer the weight back down into your hands. Bring the knees in towards your head. Drop the arms down and slowly lower yourself down. Well done, guys. That's not an easy pose. It's a lovely one to do in the morning because inversions give you all sorts of energy boosts and get your digestion going. Shake the legs just from side to side. Windscreen microing them. Straighten them out in front of you if you'd like to. And then just settle with your eyes closed, feet planted on the floor. And just let your spine find that neutrality. Let your neck find its normal resting state after having that weight on it. We're going to let the spine fully relax here and head straight from this position into our Shavasana. So straighten your legs out in front of yourself. Let them flop out towards the sides. Bring the arms out to the side, away from the body, or into a T shape on either side, whatever feels best for you. And let yourself feel the benefits of this practice. We did some pretty fast flows through our Surya Namaskar A and B at the beginning. So a little bit of a workout there, got the heart rate up, got us flowing with the breath. Then did some nice spinal wake-ups with our twists and our Mariasana bending forwards. And then built up to quite an impressive pose doing a shoulder stand. And even if you didn't reach the full shoulder stand pose, there's the full expression for your body, and whichever part of that you ended up doing is great. Just thank your body for this practice and let the mind become quiet. Let the breath settle down to its natural rhythm. Start to bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and your toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Stretch the arms up overhead. And let yourself have a really deep, luxurious morning stretch. Take a roll onto your favourite side. And let yourself rest for 3 deep breaths on your side. Use that top hand to push yourself up into a seated position. If you can, keep your eyes closed as you come to that seat. And once again, find that comfortable seated position. This time take the mudra with your thumb and index fingers together, forming that circle, showing that you are ready to welcome in what the day has to offer. Bring your hands into your heart center. Lift your prayer up to your forehead. And take a bow forward. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today for this morning flow, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and it sets you up well for the rest of your day. And I'll see you back on the mat soon. Bye.